back to GreySpace Reviews. Now, we're in that unique part of the year where, as you know, we're almost on the holidays. What does that mean? A lot of present possibility. Now, whether, it's somebody older or if you have a little one, this present is just the right fit to appeal to a broad audience of individuals. And I know this year, there's been a lot of excitement around this product. Without further ado, today on GreySpace Reviews, we will be reviewing none other than, as you see it yourself, the Nintendo Switch 2. I've heard quite a bit about this personally. I have the Switch 1. I will say, between working and all the things that come with life, I haven't had quite the opportunity to play my Switch 1 as much as I could, but I know Zelda and the Pokemon games I played on there were pretty solid, and between the graphics and all the good things I heard, we're going to do a really quick review today of the Nintendo Switch 2 and see if it's worth making your Christmas list. Let's get into it. Okay, so actually this screen is bigger than the other Switch for sure, I can already tell. I have the two controller pieces, voila, easy enough. I have other controller piece, let's say voila. Let's see what else is inside of this box. I think, yep, that is the charger. Forgive me on the mess, I'll clean it up later. This is the thing I guess to attach the controllers to. This is a real deal, as you can see, real time unboxing. This is where you connect your two controllers to. If you don't want to play on the little screen, but instead maybe you project it to the TV. We also have additional cables in here. And for when you want to take your gaming to the next level in a little screen, just won't cut it. So you project it on a big screen. I mean, this is pretty much a similar setup to everything I got in the Switch 1. But I will say, everything here looks as you would expect it, upgraded. I think this is the natural progression for when a video game console creates the next iteration. Everything here looks sleek and smooth. Looks pristine, good packaging, definitely. I don't feel like anything got injured or damaged in the transport. And now, yeah, let's look at some gaming. I believe this bundle package I got came with your favorite, my favorite, Mr. Mario. I'll go ahead and now we'll transition into kind of showing what some of the gameplay looks like. I'll do a little quick back and forth between this and the Switch 1 and have you guys off to your holidays on whether this is a tier 1, tier 2, or rubbish, and we'll go from there. Let's get into it. Well, let's jump right into it. I think kind of initially off the initial line of sight, the Switch 2 definitely much larger than the Switch 1, just in candor, just holding it in my hand feels heavy. When I've kind of had an opportunity to walk around and people seeing it like, wow, I never thought the Switch 2 was going to be as big as it is. Again, of course, to do a fair side-by-side comparison, Switch 1, Switch 2, naturally you can see initially the Switch 1 has of course, I think the iconic blue and red could be seen a little bit more immature. This one looks very sleek, has subtlety on it with the blue and the red indications. Overall, the button structure, very similar. Again, I think they just kind of took everything that was on the Switch 1 and enhanced it. Definitely something I want to call out is this updated kickstand. The kickstand on the air, this little thing back here, was terrible. I mean, broke one time, or I thought it broke, at least it fell off. So they definitely, I think, listened to what people were interested in. But overall, they didn't stray too far away from what worked, which I think sometimes is good. If it's not broken, don't fix it. And yeah, like I said, just looking at, again, we're gonna go into more of the game details. My ability to transfer over my save files from the Switch 1, pretty straightforward. I mean, probably took all of maybe 3 minutes, so I think that's something that builds upon too, because you always get that concern when you get a new video game, like, dang, am I gonna be able to pull over all my information? How long is it gonna take? Is it gonna copy correctly? So didn't really have to worry about any of those components, so I think that definitely something that was beneficial in transitioning to Switch 2. Like I notated earlier, really easy to kind of just click and pop off these pieces. I think it's sleek. Haven't had a chance to really play it and, you know, adjusting the controllers and playing it in multiplayer, but for this review, everything looks good. When like I said, I separate the pieces when I try to switch the controller setup. It's really nice and polished over there. I would say something that's really keen that they added, I think makes a difference. Again, as an avid Switch player, allowing for one of the charge ports to be up here and one on the bottom, because it was very irritating to only have one on the bottom on the Switch 1, where if you wanted to be able to kind of hold it down, it was awkward sometimes, or you wouldn't be able to use your stand while charging. Not very functional, for lack of a better term. So I'm glad. I feel like they really listened for the game storage place. They changed the entire setup. Again, I'll show you guys this in a part of the video. They changed the entire setup, so I like it though. It looks a lot more secure. Of course, the headphone jack and different features like that. I'll kind of do a zoom over of the device, but overall, super excited about the Switch 2. I mean, we'll get to the price point in a little bit, but the price definitely has some sticker shock to it compared to the Switch 1. You're gonna spend this much money on something, get a nice case that has a variety of features in there for you to store your Switch in there. This one even came with a screen protector, a couple screen protectors, so definitely made me feel a little bit more comfortable walking around with a Switch, because when you spend this much on a product, you want to make sure it's, and it's a little protected. Now, for the price. I want to say I bought the Switch 1 a couple years ago. I think this was around, I'll put the price up there, it was around this price when I bought it. Of course, I think it pretty much held value pretty well. I haven't really seen Switch prices drop too much. This Switch, the Switch 2 was around, yeah. So pretty hefty investment. Initially I was like, do I really want to spend $500? I mean, that's what people are playing for Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5. Now, no judgment, this is still a quality console, but had to really quantify the investment. But again, I'm a big gamer, so it was kind of a no-brainer, but I know other people who aren't might be a little bit more squeamish to the price. I mean, if it is something you feel like you're going to use a whole bunch, then I think it's worth to spend. But I mean, like that, I was talking to one of my family members, and she was like, yeah, I can't quantify that. I'm just going to stick with my Switch 1 for now, which, again, it makes sense. The graphics are chef's kiss. I really feel like that's where the differentiation came in with the Switch 2. So if you're somebody who's really good on, how a video game shows up and the quality of it, go ahead and get your hands on the Switch 2. You're going to see an immediate difference in like how you interact. Now, when it comes down to what this review channel is all about, again, keeping this review more simple as we come up on a holiday, whether it's your daughter, your son, your husband, your wife, your brother, your sister, I don't know, if you have older, if your grandparents like gaming, I think the Switch 2 is a really good purchase. Now, again, as long as the sticker shock isn't gonna get to you, I think the Switch 2 is a really good purchase, and it'll be worthwhile for whoever in your life you get for it. Or even if you wanna get it for yourself, you just wanna update your gaming collection, I think it's definitely worth it. So when it comes down to it, let's do it. Overall, I give the Switch 2 a thumbs up. Definitely a GreySpace review product I would recommend, tier 1 that you purchase. Can get a lot of usage out of it. Again, I've had this Switch 1 for multiple years. Of course, be responsible with your technology and your gaming devices, upkeep, and just making sure you're not just dashing away or allowing the screens to get scratched. But outside of that, I think it's definitely worth the money. I'm an avid traveler. Nothing better than throwing your headphones on. Go ahead and like I said, it's a smooth way to enjoy the holidays. When the family gets super loud, you can just tune in and kind of go into your own little world and do your own thing. So definitely, like I said, thumbs up, GreySpace review. And guys, thank you for supporting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a lot of unique things coming up, and we really want to thank you guys for supporting the channel, and we'll be getting back to you soon. GreySpace.